Hello everyone and welcome back to Danganronpa Fanfic 2 New World Order. It's been a little while because I've been doing other stuff lately. I'm sorry for the very discombobulated upload schedule. But we're finally going to get into the first chapter and the daily life. Now, I need to sort of say something quickly. As a bit of a warning, as you know, I gave every character their own sort of individual voices in, like, the previous few episodes. And as much as it might upset some people who do watch these videos, I'm actually going to stop doing that. Not every character will lose their original voice. Like, I'll still do a voice for Hunt and for, maybe Zeke as well as some others, you'll see. But every other character I'm just going to talk with my normal voice because it'll make things easier for me. So yeah, I'm not going to waste any more time on introductions, so let's get right into the first chapter, Danganronpa Fanfic V2, Daily Life. New game, I guess, because this is the second chapter. You are just like before. You're... Forgive me. Oh, hey, Mii-YU. Oh, what was that? My functions must be in disarray. Yeah, so Mii-YU's gonna keep her voice, because I already do kind of like it. Perhaps a program responds to the shock of this situation? I should not let myself be preoccupied. The sun is about to set. I must be more considerate towards my host. Well, hey! Oh, hey, Mona. Are my eyes deceiving me? Or are you some kind of bona fide robot? Calculating possibilities, selecting the most likely option. You never told me that you were a bipolar amnesiac. Nevertheless, I apologize for being so tactless regarding your condition. I should have known. And after you showed such kindness to me, a mere robot. Bipolar? Amnesiac? So Mona was the one who in the last, episodes was calling everyone an idiot? Oh, figures, her habit is showing. Nah, I'm neither. What do I have? It's a split personality! Oh yeah, so she did sort of mention this. She said that there's like a new side of her that sort of comes out at night time, and it's a lot different than the one she has. So in the daytime, I guess she's grouchy, and in the night, she's not. Our memories just take a few to sync up, you know. I see. Flagging in memory bank has critical data. Anyway, what's up? You seem a tad ordinary right now. My thought seems to be suffering from a glitch, as if in the back of my mind, I can hear someone calling out to me, someone I knew. Oops. Someone whose voice carries the warmth of a human affection. Whenever my thoughts stray onto this topic, all I feel is a sharp pain. Nothing else. As if the pain is all I have left. But such a notion is absurd. I am just a robot with no memories. Interesting. Tell you what. How about you let me conduct a maintenance check on you? Electronics are kind of my thing after all. Are you sure? Positive. I've always wanted to look inside a robot. In that case, I see no reason not to consent. Woohoo! Wow, robots are usually this compliant? You seem to be some kind of advanced tech. I wonder if they implanted you with any weapons. I look forward to finding out more about you. Me too. I said this already, but I think I can say for certainty so far that Mii-YU is my favourite character. I just really do like her a lot. I give up. I just can't bring myself to sleep. With the rays of the moon barely obscured by curtains, you find yourself hopping off your bed and moving around. Idly, you notice a bag sitting on the desk, but it doesn't keep your attention. So much has happened. As it turned out, it was already nearing dusk by the time everyone had signed the contract. Soon afterwards, we all decided to retreat to our designated rooms. They were built within the expansive school complex that made up our immediate environment. Apparently, the interiors are identical. We also decided to save the active exploration for tomorrow when everyone had some time to unwind. However, When we were doing the head count, we found that there were only 16 designated rooms. Mii-YU had been left out. If she is sort of cooperating with the mastermind, I don't think she'd be left out. I shouldn't have hesitated to take her in. Mona. In the time it took the rest of us to blink, she was already dragging Mii-YU to her own room. Aww. Even Mii-YU didn't have time to react. Still, the room count. I don't see that doing anything other than raise more questions. Is someone at the door? Shaking off my drowsiness, I got up to open it. Oh, for God's sake. Yeah, in contrast, I think I can say for certain that Dash is probably my least favourite character in this. I just don't like him that much. Hi. Dash? What are you doing up so late? Just dropping by to say hello to a neighbour. No. Fuck it. Oh, that's a new expression. Do you have any coffee? Oh. I found some coffee beans in my room just now. But I thought it'd be useless without... Coffee beans, perfect, I don't think I was missing! The corners of his mouth, they're twitching really badly. Let me just go get them then. I could feel his gaze piercing daggers into the back of my head. Grabbing the bag, I turned around and... Gimme! He snatched it from my hand before sprinting out of the room. You know, you could have just waited another 5 seconds. Still, this feeling of being helpful to someone can be so easy to forget. You sleep peacefully that night. Rise and shine, sleepyhead! Huh? I don't want to get up. Okay, that's probably Monokuma, right? Okay, let me try again. Oh, no, it's Elisa. This just in. Our reporter stands in the room with the ultimate teacher, observing him in his natural habitat. Elisa? Wait, how did you get in? I knocked. No, you didn't. The lock, with my lockpick. Ah, the tumblers were so annoying. Is what I'd like to say, but in reality your door was simply left ajar. Cut! Sometimes the truth is just so boring that it should never go to air. Oh, I forgot to lock my door. You really should be more careful. I could have killed you without using any equipment just then if I really wanted to. Fancy that, the most boring murder imaginable where the assailant merely smothers the victim with their own pillow. I, for one, would like to know what the audience may think of something like that. Sorry, force of habit. At least it seems she's already recovered from the shock of our situation. Anyway, head over to the cafeteria whenever you're ready. Everyone's already waiting. You mean, you're the last person to wake? Precisely. Coincidence or character quirk? I, for one, am interested to know. This is Elisa Cassidy, reporting to you live from PKS. Or whatever, PKIS. She took off at superhumanly speed. Grumble. Yeah, with all the commotion. Sorry, Belly, I have let you down. I ran outside my room. 5 minutes later. Hey! I remember this. This brings back memories of the first Danganronpa again. Blaziken! Ohayo gozaimasu! I forget that Natalia speaks Japanese. Ohayo, Natchan. Was way too eager to say that. You sure took your time. Yeah, Magnus had that voice. I forgot what voice Magnus had, but I think it was that. Your tardiness has been noted, Comrade Sleeping Beauty. Prepare to see that reflected in your next salary evaluation. Slaves get a salary now? Hey, it wasn't exactly easy. This place is huge. Of course I'd take some time to find the cafeteria. How did you not find this place? The signs were everywhere. I'm not sure if you know this, Eden, but I'm not a psychic. I meant that literally. Did you not see the signs? Signs? What signs? Oh, sorry. Did you need them? It's okay. I'll put them back up later. I see. So this is the state of affairs. How conniving of you. Affairs. Oh, goddammit, P.S. I'm not conniving. I am Anyway, you'd better sit down. Your food's getting cold. Food? Yes, the food was already here when I arrived. Clearly it is an offer from the god of cheese and steak himself. The god of cheese and steak? Very good, ma'am. I shall take that as a compliment. Well, what do you know? Looks like there's more to barista scrub than just coffee. He's also a great feeder. Was that a compliment? Admittedly, though, I'm also surprised that Dash can make food this good. He certainly didn't let it slip when I first met him. Yes, this food is almost as good as a McWhappy meal from McDonald's. It's like, are they called McHappy Meals? I've only just called them Happy Meals, honestly. Ah, yes. This reminds me of when parents would bring their children to my office and expect me to look after them. The little lads and lasses used to get quite hungry in the lead up to playtime, so I always prepare food like this before play. Foreplay. At least he's not talking about full leaf. And at the same time, I'd be telling the parents about the way I'd argue their case in full leaf that... Natalia. Curses. Foiled again. Yes, Dash, I must say this food is simply scrumptious. I'd happily miss lunch if supper would be this good. She's still hiding. Hey, Mii-YU. Mona, what is it? Thank you. This is the first time I woke up feeling well-rested in a long time. So what's that? So that's what well-rested looks like on Mona. No worries. I'm simply glad I could help. The results have also helped me learn more about myself. I mean it. You're almost like... him. While we're on the topic of robots, has anyone seen Kill More Bears since yesterday? Bears? Who? What? Where? Why? Interesting. It appears my assumptions were misinformed. Well, I for one haven't seen him. I agree with Comrade Reporter less. I would have reported it if I saw him, don't you worry. No sign of my parents from down here. The stars are silent. The whispers too have coalesced into a single phrase. No. Pretty short phrase. Oh, Natchan! Is something the matter? Sigmund, why are you interested? It's not just intellectual curiosity, is it? Of course not, Miss Obi-Weeb Kenobi! What the hell was that nickname? Obi-Weeb Kenobi. That's new. As you may recall from the original Killing Game, Monokuma was a rather imposing figure from the start to finish. What reason could he now have for simply vanishing? Fascinating. If only an answer could be quantified. Does it matter what the answer is? I only hope it shall remain as thus. You seem to know a lot about the original Killing Game for someone who doesn't play video games. What do video games have to do with anything? Because Danganronpa is a video game. As Samugi would put it, it's all fiction. But knowledge is my area of expertise. Put simply, I eat and I know things. I get that reference. Anyhow, let us file that story aside for now. I think the coffee's wearing off on him. At this very moment, I for one am more interested in finding out how many strawberry cheesecakes I can fit into my belly. Agreed. My belly feels as light as when I'm twirling in the air. Oh, Grace, you're out already? My calculations suggested it would occur later. My accuracy rate has plummeted dramatically in the last day. So this really does happen when you put ultimates together. I wonder if anyone would mind if I borrowed some food off their plate. It's not pickpocketing if you put it in your mouth. Whose pose is that? Oh, that's Junko's, alright. That's what she said. Oh lords, why do you insist on surrounding me with blasphemers? The room of flutter with chatter, we soon finished our meals. Very good, everyone. Mina! I can't. Oh god, they're so annoying. I've been thinking, since we barely know anything about each other, why don't we do some Sugoi icebreaker activities? I mean, there's a chance all of us might have to cooperate as future world leaders after all. Nyan, shut up, Obi-Weeb Kenobi. I'm surprised she can talk like that without giving herself a hernia. I am surprised as well, Dash. We agree on that. These icebreakers, they wouldn't happen to be based off your prison activities, would they? I don't know what you're talking about. Now, Blaziken, why don't you tell everyone what you're in here for? Why me? Hi everyone, I'm Blaze. And I'm a teacher. Boo! Get off the stage! Blaze, this is why you usually confess to being an alcoholic. No, thank you. Thank you, Blaze. Now, why don't you share with everyone what you plan to do when you get out? When I get out? Natalia, is that really the right question to be asking? Of course it is. Yes, harboring a strong attachment to the outside world may be a bad thing. But we cannot lose heart. We have to accept our reality for what it is and trust in our collective ability to create a future that is better than the present. But anyway, that's just like my opinion, Nyan. You don't have to answer the question if you don't want to, Blaziken. Prison is all about taking time to adjust before opening up. Now that I think about it, Blaziken sounds like Blaziken, which is a Pokemon. She's not even trying to hide it anymore, but how extraordinary. adapting her talent like that. She really is an amazing warden. When I get out, I'm going to show the world the true value of quality education. There are also certain things I need to correct. A tad cheesy, but it'll have to do. Steve, no need to edit the footage. We're airing it uncut. Blazy, I'm so proud of you, Nyan. You're giving off a strong model inmate vibe. I'd rather give off a vibe that doesn't involve being a prisoner. Hey, Mii-YU. Yes? Don't let yourself be one-upped by these idiots. I don't quite understand what you're implying. Oh, so this is like... This is gonna be like Tenko or Toko, when essentially Mii-Yu's gonna be the only, like, person. Well, Toko more than Tenko. It's gonna be like Mii-Yu's gonna be the only person who, how did I forget her name already? Mona is the only person Mona's gonna like. To the contrary, my sensors are detecting an overwhelming degree of intelligence concentrated within this very room. Like how Toko was with Byakuya, I mean. Ah, yes, that would be me. Comrade Robo-Girl, allow me to explain this in plain British. Mona wants you to share a bit about yourself. As ultimate, our aspirations are mostly clear. You, on the other hand... Affirmative. Concentrating cognitive functions. When I get out of here, I intend to walk down the corridor. Mii-YU. Inmate 69. Shh. At which point, I will be faced with a decision. Left or right. As my parts are not detachable, I will be forced to choose one over the other. Please don't let Mii-YU die first. The thought has just hit me. I don't want Mii-YU to die. I will agonize over the choice, even though such a decision would be trivial to the ordinary human. When I have made my decision, my emotional discernment calculator will undoubtedly touch me with the pain of sadness. Why? I do not know. Every decision weighs heavily on my heart. I can only hope that this falls within the parameters of human experience. Everyone else, Mii-YU. Fuck! I didn't make enough coffee to last the whole morning! Please excuse me, ladies and... He ran off before he could finish. That's some seriously crippling addiction to coffee. I'd argue that it's more than an addiction. He sure wouldn't be out of place in my office. That was an impressive response, Mii-YU. I too sometimes find myself agonizing over choosing the left or the right. This is, of course, in the context of pickpocketing. She's not talking from personal experience, is she? But as a writer, I can sympathize with your plight. You are certainly no ordinary dumbbell. Dumbbell? Pardon me for saying this, but out of all of you, I have calculated that only Hunt possesses the physical strength necessary to use me as a dumbbell. Oh, perish the thought! Though finally, it seems the ultimate Hunt is being appreciated. The Great British Empire thanks you, Comrade Robo-Girl. Speaking of our immediate intentions, what exactly are our plans for today? I was thinking we could all split up and search the campus. There is no real sense of urgency, though. We don't necessarily have to favor efficiency and the like. I recommend the buddy system. Works wonders when you're trying to cover a particularly dangerous scoop. Buddy system? Kindly remove your mind from the gutter. Indeed, it is not what you think. Foiled again. I have no issues with adhering to the buddy system. Just curious, though. How will we decide? Are we allowed to choose? Chotomate, Grey-san. Why don't we think this through? If we're allowed to choose, wouldn't that mean some people will naturally end up being left out? There's also 17 of us. But if he is one of us... I guess it shouldn't matter too much if one group ends up with 3 people, right? I must say, they're being incredibly accepting of Mii-YU despite the fact that she's not an ultimate. I'm glad, I don't want her to be left out, but, like, I'm surprised none of them are suspicious of her. I wouldn't mind being in that group, actually. No, scratch that. I'd love to be in that group. Shoddy nod. I'm surprised you can even think about that with a trace of hostile intent, Sigmund. Think like what? Okay, now it's decided, let's draw lots. Alright, making a prediction here. I'm gonna guess that my group is gonna be Blaze, Natalia, and Sigmund. Give me a second, Jan. Everyone waited patiently while Natalia made the lots. Guys, I'm bored! Well, nearly everybody. Ah, perfect. I have a volunteer. Hey, that's my line! Yeah, stand aside, everyone. I'll make the best slots you've ever seen, or my name isn't grouped. It isn't, though? The I am Groot thing is getting old fast. It's such an old joke at this point. And I think they're both done. Oh, wait, I missed a line. More time passed, that's all it said. Amazing! Knowing exactly when all the lots would be cut into appropriately sized pairs. Why, it's almost as if you're... I watched them do it, dumbass! Not like this. Okay, guys, take your lots. I'll hold on to the last one until Dash returns. We all proceeded to draw lots. Ooh, this is just like a field trip. And I've always wanted a British Labour Party member as a partner. Yeah. For the last time, I'm... Wait, did you just... Yes, British. I can accept that. Did something groundbreaking just happen? Looks like we're partners. Blaze. This should prove to be a fascinating experience. Oh no, don't tell me. Piers? Wait a second. Oh, Florence, alright. What do you think of my monotone voice? It's not just for philosophers, you know. Was she pretending to be Mii-YU? It was enough to make the hairs on the back of my neck stand up, that's for sure. Anyway, it seems that fate wants me to steal your company. Let's do our best to find out more than the other groups. Okay, Florence is gonna die first. I'm just predicting. If we look hard enough, there's bound to be some secrets on campus we can expose. Indecently. I'm not so sure about the last part. Once everyone had found their partner, we quickly filed out of the cafeteria. Hey Florence, how much do we currently know about our immediate environment? Ooh, I like this hallway. Next to nothing as far as I'm aware. We've been transferred to a school complex of some sort. A bit like the original Killing Game? Indeed, however this complex is not modelled after SBHS. What is that supposed to be? I'm not sure. The interior is very Japanese styled. I'm sure Natalia can tell you about it. How can you tell? There are subtle differences in interior design. Plus, quite a few of my stories take place in Japanese-style high schools. The Japanese take petty theft very seriously. And rightfully so, it's a heinous crime. And murder isn't. Where I come from, you have to look your victim in the eye before killing them. Even indecent exposure requires a greater modicum of courage on the part of the assailant. The same cannot be said for pickpocketing. Stealing someone's beloved silk handkerchief while cowering in the shadows. To me, there is nothing more despicable. The domestic audience seems to agree at least. That's understandable, I guess, but still quite extraordinary. Anyway, we're almost at the front entrance. Is there anything else you want to discuss before we leave? Yes, actually. Did anyone try to escape yesterday? Ah, yes, you weren't there when it happened. When we only numbered 8, the doctor fellow tried to make a run for it. Screamed something about wanting to at least make one big whack before he died. Yep, sounds like Dr. Fellow, alright, Phoenix. When he reached the school getting touched it, though, he made a sound not unlike a cat in heat. A sound? What type of sound? Turns out the fence was electrified. I love that expression that she just made. An electric fence? Hey, hang on a minute. If the fence is electrified, how do we know it won't still be functional today? We discussed the topic for a bit at the cafeteria before you arrived. Apparently Magnus found a control room within the school and was able to cut power to the fence. He's not much of a sleeper, him and that nomad are really awfully alike. Go Magnus! Just from what I've been told, there are already some pretty huge differences between this and the original Killing Game. For one thing, the entire school ground seems to be available to explore from the start. Oh! Perhaps there's even more still to come? Anyway, let us proceed at once. Finally outside, we headed toward the front gate. Is that really what they say? Yes, though they are known to be rather ambiguous. I'm hoping that Levetica doesn't do what Angie sort of did in V3 and like tries to get us all into a cult in order to protect us. And if she does, I hope she does it better, because Angie honestly was just so irredeemable in her final moments. Let us continue this discussion where we shan't be disturbed. They walk off. I wonder what that was about. Your guess is as good as mine, sir and ma'am. Ah, Dash, fancy bumping into you here. Indeed, Eden told me something interesting just then. She said if I walk out the gate and take a left, I'll find something that will make my day. Guess it was worth a shot. Let's go, Grace. Grace? Oh, for the love of... He ran off to look for Grace. Within seconds, you and Florence are left alone. Florence? Oh. Yep, don't mind me. Let us head off. We moved towards the gate. As soon as we stepped over the threshold... Ah! Ah! I was overcome with a throbbing sensation in my head. Right at that very moment, This is... Unconsciously, I found myself looking upwards. What greeted me was a sight so fantastical it had to be seen to be believed. I need healing! How did they even... This is insane. Yes, stretching as far as the eye could see was a giant dome. Chapter 1. The truth lies behind the glass pane. Oh, nice. So we are in a dome. We're in a dome just like in V3. Alright. Well, I'm going to stop here, and I will continue in the next episode. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all later. Bye.